So, welcome everyone here into the third space today. It's lovely to have you here, whether you're joining us here in Docklands, whether you're joining us live online, or whether you're joining us later. You're very, very welcome. Very welcome. We're going to begin to transition straight into our practice today. And we're going to be focusing a little bit on the things that anchor us. And when I'm talking about anchoring, I'm talking about the things that help our mind to be calm and peaceful. For some people, the breath is what anchors the mind. And so when the thoughts wander around, which they always do, sometimes for some people, it's focusing on the breath as an anchor that is useful. For me, it's sound. So for me, when I'm a bit elevated or a bit anxious, I can close my eyes, I can start to deep breathe, but it's the sounds of my environment that help me stay in the present moment and anchor me in the present moment. So it's different for different people. Sometimes it's touch. Sometimes people need to touch their fingers and that holds them in the present moment. So whatever it is for you, just encourage you to continue to tap into that as a way of staying really present. So let's get physically comfortable, and what that might look like is making sure that we're nice and symmetrical and that our spine is neutral. So we're not slouching or leaning. And just very quickly, we're going to do just a really brief scan across our body, starting at the top of our head. Just scan down quickly. Just see if there's anything about your posture that your body is asking for attention, and you can adjust that. So could be your hands, could be your feet. Just quickly look through your body and adjust as necessary. So let's begin to pay attention to the rhythm of our breathing. Just notice where we're breathing from. And slowly and gently begin to take the air in through the nose, down the throat, deep into the belly. Now taking a deep breath in. When we exhale, slowly and gently turning the chin towards our right shoulder, and with our eyes looking over our shoulder, really gazing with the eyes and noticing any resistance or any, maybe not necessarily pain, but just noticing what's happening in the back of the eyes if there's a bit of a stretch. Continuing to breathe. Taking a deep breath in. And as we exhale, slowly and gently moving through center across to our left shoulder. Noticing any resistance in the neck. Gazing over the shoulder, whether the eyes are open or closed. Noticing any sensations that you might be feeling through the body. Maybe there's a sensation running down the back of the arms, through the wrists and the fingers. Noticing that as you gaze over and continue to breathe. Taking a deep breath in, slowly and gently exhaling, moving back to center. Maybe have a bit of a sigh. Now taking a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, slowly and gently gazing up towards the 1 o'clock position, as if our chin and face and nose are all looking up towards 1 o'clock. Really stretching the back of the eyes as we gaze up. Might notice a bit of disturbance or seeing some colors behind your eyelids. You might notice some stretching in the neck. Feeling the flow of air in through the nose, down the throat, into the belly as we take a deep breath in and slowly exhaling, lowering our face down through center and then moving all the way up to 11 o'clock. Looking up, gazing towards the ceiling, whether our eyes are open or closed. Noticing any resistance, or maybe noticing some lovely sensations through the body. We continue to signal safety. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling, and slowly and gently moving down now back to center. And whether the eyes are open or closed, just gazing forward. Nice and neutral gaze, maybe looking at the back of the eyelids or just having a soft gaze if our eyes are open. Kind of like we're daydreaming, not really looking at anything, but just allowing our eyes to see or to look at the back of our eyelids. We are here in this present moment. As we breathe in our own natural rhythm of breath, we might remind ourselves, I give myself permission to rest. Again, I give myself permission to rest in this present moment. Noticing the flow of air through the nostrils, down the back of the throat. Noticing the way the breath expands the lungs. Perhaps noticing the warmth of air as it flows back up and out of our bodies. The breath anchoring us in this present moment. We can't breathe yesterday's breath. We can't breathe tomorrow's air. We are here in this present moment. As we breathe, there's a divine reciprocity between us and our environment, us and the trees. We breathe what they need, they breathe what we need. Beautiful, nourishing. We draw our internal gaze now up to the top of our head. And beginning to notice the flow of gravity over our head and drawing our bodies down towards the earth, connecting us deeply with the earth. Stable, secure, the flow of gravity, and we relinquish our stress and our anxiety as we notice that flow flowing down over our forehead, allowing the skin covering our forehead to be at rest, noticing the flow ever down towards the earth over the bridge of our nose and our cheeks. Gravity gently drawing our bodies down. We notice the micro muscles around our mouth and perhaps even inside our mouth and our jaw. And as we breathe out, we allow our jaw to be drawn down towards the earth. In this place in time, this place in our environment, we let go, allowing our mouth to drop open slightly. If we're breathing out of our mouth, we might notice the flow of air over our lips. Gravity holds us to the earth. It anchors us to the present moment. We notice its flow down the back of our head and neck. And just feeling it in our shoulders and noticing where we might be resisting gravity and pushing up against it in our shoulders. And we allow it to flow down and down our bodies, down our shoulders, our neck, down top of our arms and our elbows, flowing down. Just allowing our fingers and hands and arms to feel heavy. Anchoring us to this present moment. These fingers that are the tools of communication so often. Just for a little while, they're still, and therefore they're silent. A moment of peacefulness and rest in the busyness of the day. Gravity gently drawing out the tension. The earth well able to hold anything we're holding. We gently draw our attention now back up to our spine, our neck, and we flow down in our attention vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Gravity holding us, the earth holding us and meeting in our bodies. Noticing what our body's asking for, maybe a deeper than normal breath. Maybe a sigh or a yawn. Just noticing, no criticism or judgment of what our body needs in this moment. Noticing the flow of gravity through and on our bodies, through our sit bones, our legs, our knees, flowing down our knees, our calves, our shins, down to our feet, to the sole of our feet and our toes. Our connection point with earth, holding us in this place, in this moment, in this time. We have given ourselves permission to rest. We give our bodies permission to rest and the opportunity to do so right now. Whatever part of our body is holding tension, just breathe it out. Whew, letting it go. We allow our awareness to drift up towards our ears. And we begin to gently notice the sound and all the sounds of the environment that we're in right now, in this present moment. We cannot hear the sound from before or tomorrow, just right now, whatever it is that's around us. And just as the waves of sound travel into our ears, moving across our consciousness, we just let them pass through, not trying to listen, but just hearing what our ears hear. Perhaps we can hear the sound of our own breath, perceive the sound of our own heart beating. Each and every sound is the sound of life. Not a distraction, because we're just letting the sounds flow. Just enjoying whatever sounds we can hear. And just as our lungs breathe the air and it nourishes us, we allow the sounds around us to flow into our awareness and allowing the life sounds to nourish our soul. We do the same with our thoughts. We notice our thoughts as they come into our awareness. But instead of thinking the thought as it comes, we just notice it, whatever it is, observing the thought without internal criticism or judgment. We just let it go. Allowing our thoughts to drift into the edges of our mind, of our awareness, trusting that they will return when we need them. Now is a time for internal rest. Allowing our internal gaze to drop down into our heart space. Giving our emotional center the space and time to be at peace. Our whole of being, safe and at rest, anchored to the earth, to this present moment, anchored in the life breath and in the sounds of life. Noticing moment by moment whatever we're thinking or feeling without criticism, without judgment, allowing ourselves to be peaceful and at rest in this moment. Beginning to take some deeper than normal breaths. We're going to do 3 double breaths as we begin to allow our awareness to emerge. Taking a deep breath in and a bit more, holding and slowly exhaling. And again, breathing in and a bit more, hold, hold, and release. One more time, breathing in, taking a bit more, holding, and then slowly exhaling. 3 breaths with the shoulders up to the ears now. Breathing in, shoulders up towards the bottom of the ears. Holding, and then exhaling, pulling the shoulder blades back together. Pulling the shoulders down towards the earth. Holding down there. And release. One more time. Breathing in, shoulders up to the bottom of the ears. Holding and then exhaling, rolling the shoulders back, pulling the shoulder blades together tightly. Pulling them down towards the earth, noticing a stretch in the shoulders, and release. One more time, breathing in, shoulders up, and away, rolling down. Taking a deep breath in, and as we exhale, slowly moving our chin towards our right shoulder, gazing over the shoulder, noticing any more freedom in the back of the eyes, not quite so much tightness. As we take a deep breath in, exhaling, slowly moving through center, across to the left shoulder. Again, noticing any more freedom than before, less resistance, and maybe a bit more of a delicious stretch through the neck and back, gazing over the shoulder. Taking a deep breath in all the way down to the belly as we exhale, come back to center. Slowly and gently blinking open the eyes, coming back into the space. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.